What's going on, everyone? We're out here today. So we are out here on the river. It's about 65 degrees out. It's middle of March. I think it's March 16th, so I'm St. Patty's Day, but it's warmer out. I figured I'd get out here, and we actually just pulled in our first fish, which I'll get to here in a second. Nice little smallmouth. But today we're going to be using, I'm going to start out with a nice little swim bait, just out of round head jig. Basically, water is, you know, decently clear. Be a nice little, right? Pretty clear waters. So basically what I'm going to do here is, I was already kind of fishing up through here, not a whole lot, but I started really just fishing these deep little pockets along the shoreline with that swim bait, just dropping it in. Got hit right here, so we're going to cut to that after this, and then we're basically going to try and work our way up to these pockets and maybe walk down a little more and just try along the shoreline here. So let's get it. There we go. Oh, nice Smallie. There we go, dude. First Smallie of the season. There we go. Let's go. Had a feeling he was sitting right underneath that little deep pocket there. There we go. Nice little Smallie. There we go. Hey, first river Smallie of the year. Beautiful. Probably a good 12, 14 inches. Alright guys, so this is basically my whole setup today. Kind of have a little bit of everything, so I'm kind of go through here. But a lot of these guys, just ball head jigs, so you can see have different sizes. I got shaky head, but swim jig. I got some of these guys. Marabou jig here. This is a little bigger, this is about a ½ ounce, so a little too heavy, but I have all my jigs, chatterbaits, and then blade bait. But basically, this is probably my go-to, the ball head jig, either with like a minnow or like a little swim bait like this. And I usually fish these in the 1/8 ounce, sometimes in the 1/4 ounce, and then usually it's either like a smaller hook, 1/0 to these are also some smaller hooks here too, but all about 1/4 ounce. So when I do this, like I'm gonna be fishing through here. Basically the rain just started, and then I will also fish a chatterbait, not right now, but I'll fish chatterbait the same way I fish that swim bait, just nice and easy. But this is just a little more of a finesse presentation. I'm gonna kind of throw this color here, see if I can entice a bite in this kind of darker water. All right guys, so we have been fishing out here for about an hour. I'm gonna go down a little bit further stretch on the river, but basically what I'm looking for here is a couple things. I'm looking for any deep pockets. I'm using my polarized sunglasses just trying to find deep pockets where I can kind of see the water's a little darker, a little more stained. Just trying to see if anything's hanging out in there, and that's how I caught my first one. So just making notes of those little places, and then I'm, you know, that's whether that's along the shoreline or kind of out in the open. And then there is, kind of looking around here, there is a lot of areas here where the water's pretty clear, and then it gets pretty rapids, you know, or some nice turns there. So I'm basically looking for areas where it kind of calms. So sometimes, whether that's behind a rock, behind brush, or maybe a little further downstream from there, trying to see if I'm getting anything just hanging out. But that's where I'm at. We're gonna enter here, and then I'm gonna kind of walk down in the water, and I'll kind of show you what I'm looking at. All right, guys, so as you can see here, you see how we got the rapids up there, and there's a bubble trail kind of inside that seam, because I can't reach the other bank, but I'm gonna go inside the seam here, and I'm just gonna kind of fish this. I'm trying to see, it looks like something's in the water here, or it might just be debris, but I'm basically gonna try and fish this kind of this little ledge, this whole seam down. When I'm fly fishing, I'll usually do it, and I'll kind of throw a lure out, and I'll let that lure, you know, if I'm fly cast it out here, I'll do an upstream bend, and I'll kind of let that streamer just kind of do its thing, or whether I'm nymphing or something. But I'm gonna do a similar thing here with the swim bait, try and cover some area, and we'll see what we get going on here. All right, so I'm switching out here to a big Joshy. This is the I think this is a Dirty Money. It's got a little bit of chartreuse on there. The water's slightly stained, it's clear, but it's got some stain to it. And this is actually a little hometown lure here that was made specifically for these waters. So we're gonna throw this guy in there, see if we can't get a little bit on there. Sometimes what I'll do with this, like I really like this is the Bass Pro, I forget which one. I can find it here. So I really like this, the 3.5 swim minnow. It's just smoky ghost, got a little fleck. Super versatile bait, and sometimes what I'll do is I'll put that dip and glow right on the end, just to give it a little bit of flash. But I really like, I mean, these are cheap. I'm not sponsored by these, but I like a lot of those. Let's see, while I'm in here, I got some Kitech swimmers. These guys, the Impact, I like those ones. So I like a lot of those swims. That's about it for my swims right now. I might go at some point, probably not yet, but I really like these ones here, the Nico Helgramites, but more like creek or kind of a little slower. So I'm gonna stick with here. We're gonna try this big Joshy. Hey, buddy. Hi. Hello. All good. Cute. Is she a beagle? What's that? Is she a beagle? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I have a I got a beagle black lab mix, so. Oh yeah? Yeah. Friendly, super smelly, like love smells. Yeah. And the howl. Yeah. She's like a mother. Oh yeah. Have a good one, man. That's me and my pooch. Well, there you have it. The first smallmouth, the first river Smallie. Caught it in the first 10 minutes, and then I've been out here for another 2 hours after that. So one on the board today, but first river Smallie of the season. Stuff's jumping right here. It's tough to leave, but yeah, so you know, it was a good day. I wanted to get out here today, and I started out with just some swim baits, which honestly, like a ball jig, 1/4 ounce or even an 1/8 ounce, just working up and down the shorelines here, and then these pillars. So that's probably one of my confidence baits here in river system. So that's kind of what I was doing, just a minnow pattern. The sun was out, and then it got a little darker, but caught that guy mid-afternoon. And then yeah, so we're gonna be out tomorrow going fishing a little north of here, but I'm gonna upload this one here because hey, it's my first river Smallie of the season, and it's tough to get that skunk out of you, but we did it. We got on the boards. Hopefully tomorrow we'll get on it even better.